Welcome to Stream, a trucktractortrailer.com production. My name is Zach Miller. I'm your host, and I'm honored today to be joined by Narita Taylor, who is the media relations guru at OOIDA, the Owner-Operator Independent Driver Association. Narita, welcome. Thanks for joining us today.
You bet. Thanks for having us.
Absolutely. I mean, this is, as soon as I saw the news, I knew I had to reach out to OOIDA. And the news, of course, I'm referring to is the decision that the Supreme Court made not to hear the case of brought on by the California Trucking Association related to AB5, which is going to have a massive impact on owner-operators in California and, probably ramifications throughout the country. So, Narita, if you can, please just explain what AB5 is for anybody who doesn't know.
Sure. So AB5 is the initials, if you will, for California Assembly Bill 5. And what that is a new state worker classification law that was put into place a couple of years ago. It was in 2019, almost a couple of years ago. And the basic gist of that was to address misclassification of independent workers in that state. Now, the problem that we see with this is that it's rather broadly written. And I think that the legislature that pushed for that agreed to do that, and any of the proponents that agreed to support that are unfamiliar with the trucking industry and some of the business models that have been in place for decades and served independent truckers quite well. So we do have an issue with what was put into place. Now, the California Trucking Association, they actually sued the state of California, and our association filed an amicus brief in support of that lawsuit. And if I'm jumping ahead a little bit, then I'll stop. But I just wanted to make sure that listeners know that this issue has been going on for a while. And like you said at the beginning, the most recent thing that's brought it to the forefront is the Supreme Court's decision not to review the case.
Yeah, no, and I'm glad you brought that up and you phrased that way, just, to highlight the fact that, for you listeners out there, that when OOIDA and these state trucking associations, that are the chapters of the American Trucking Association, that when they're aligned to the point where they will put resources behind a lawsuit, it's big, it's massive. That when this industry that happens to be, particularly fragmented is unified against something, it's pretty bad. And that's exactly what AB5 is. And I don't remember the exact timeline, but I know that because your point about how they don't understand trucking is spot on, to the point where I believe the initial, this is how messed up things really are, right? I believe the initial point of this bill was to target those app-based companies, your Ubers, your Lyfts, your Grubhubs, your tech app-based companies. And yet, California actually built a carve-out for those companies later on. So now, AB5, which, the Supreme Court basically decided that's going to go into effect now, it's not even targeting the people it was intended to target, but it's really going to fall heavy on the truckers.